that it is Tuesday, September 9th, 2014. Our CRA board meeting will begin. It's 5:32. Deputy City Clerk, roll call, please. Here.
Here.
Councilwoman Keys.
Here.
Councilwoman Stero.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Can I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from the last board meeting?
So moved.
Second. Mr. Director, is there any item to review or any add to the agenda?
No additions.
Oh, we haven't voted sorry, for the minutes.
Yeah.
Roll call for the minutes, please.
Board Member Bieneme,
Yes.
Board Member Galvin,
Yes.
Board Member Keys,
Yes.
Board Member Stero.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Director, can you give us a background or some more information about agenda item 1?
Sure. I'll turn it over to Duke Sorry.
Yes, good evening, Council. Tab 1 is proposed commercial rehabilitation grant assistance for Munchies, 899 LLC. As we all know, it's Connoisseur, located on 899 Northeast 125th Street in the amount of $48,615. Connoisseur has submitted 3 bids in accordance with our rules and regulations, and the $48,000 bid is the recommendation the staff has. Staff is recommending that we move forward with this. What the project is the outside portion of Connoisseur, where they have outside, is basically turning that into a sunroof, a sunroom or a Florida room almost, inside where they can have air conditioning in the building. And Mr. Sanu Vega is here if you guys would like to hear from the owner of the restaurant.
That's fine.
Good afternoon, Sino Vega, Canasuk.
Yes, sir.
You want to
Right.
give us a brief description of the project?
Yes. So what we're doing is the existing awning roof area that's outside. We want to create a sliding door system which will enclose it and create an AC system to be able to AC that area, which it's very difficult to do business during the summer. And the inside space only sits about 10 or 15 people, so this would help us tremendously. The rest of the scope of the work would be to recreate the bathroom where we can house the AC. Coming outside on the existing structure under, we'll create sliding doors to enclose the outside, and then the windows of the restaurants, redo them with sliding doors so people can come in from the restaurant into the outside area.
Can you explain to the board one of the reasons why you're trying to enclose this area and how it's impacting your business as present?
Yeah, we've been here for 3 years now. We create some creative ways to sustain the summer, but in the summer our sales drop about 40%. It's too hard to kind of sustain during the summer, and the summer here sometimes extends more than 3 months. It continues. Even September now is still too hot. So we were able to buy the building luckily last year, and this year we're trying to enclose it to be able to stay here for many more years to come.
Thank you. Before public hearing, is there any question?
I have one question. Are you going to require any type of variance to make a permanent structure? Because I think it's
No.
pretty close to the sideline.
I don't think so, because it's just gonna, it's the existing, we know the guidelines because of the permit that we asked for the roof, so it's gonna stay within those lines.
But the roof was the roof was possibly a variance
No,
so it's open.
no, I took it to where, if we have to ask for variance, maybe I'll have
I'm
the
just wondering if you
contractor.
need any type of variance to enclose that structure.
I don't think so, because There was more
how
space.
far is the edge from the sideline on
We
Ninth
only
Avenue?
went to where the city allowed us. We never asked for variance to go all the way to the sidewalk.
The existing structure is what is going to be enclosed. The existing structure is already permitted, so the footprint is already permitted under our building department.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm
Member-
excited to see that
Thank
you're
you.
doing the improvements. You're now the owner of the building?
Yes.
And you're not filing for this under any other name other than your own as the owner of the building?
As the owner of the building, correct,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Board member?
I as well excited about the project.
Thank you.
I eat in the restaurant a lot, but my question for you guys is that's the new process without a backup. So whenever we have an item, the name of the company, the amount of the money, and then
Oh, you didn't submit?
We had the backup, I think the
I think
backup,
it's,
yeah, the backup's in the package, in the
complete
the complete packages was there.
It's online.
I think it's a mistake from staff because they put it over there. We have them here.
Yeah,
And I get
but the
one
complete
form.
packages was also online.
Yes, I'm sorry, we did post the complete package. We have the complete packages here. I thought you had them up there with you.
I mean, there's nothing that I can do with it now, but I just want to make sure that that's what's happening now. Then later on, when it's continue happening, then I didn't want to hear it up here that, that's fine, I'm good.
No, the complete package was actually with all the backup pricing and all the three prices was submitted online with the
Okay.
agenda.
I'm fine, I'm fine.
Thank you. Public hearing is now open on item 1. Sir, thank you. You can have a seat. Thank you.
Oh, thank
you very much. Public hearing is open on item 1. Public hearing is open on item 1. Public hearing is now closed.
Move approval.
Second. Anyone wish to record a no? Adam,
Item passed 4-0.
thank you.
Council,
Tab 2.
tab 2, proposed rehabilitation grant assistant for Dixie Highway Enterprises, Captain Jim Seafood Restaurant, located at 12950 West Dixie Highway, in the amount of $57,663.50. This one, actually, Captain Jim's did come before this board once before. However, they did not move forward with their project. We never gave them any money, so they never moved forward, and that's the reason we are able to come back to you this evening to move forward. They wanted to apply for the grant again and do work. Their work will consist of electrical, new stucco work, exterior tile, and improved exterior parking, to include also security camera and exterior signage and painting of the building.
Is there any presentation? No?
We do have the owner, Reagan Hansen, is in attendance this evening.
Can you go to the podium? We'll take the.
Yes.
Hanson,
That's it?
of the building.
And-
776 Northeast 95th Street. Miami Shores.
Okay,
And
if
Ms.
she don't
Hanson,
wanna,
if you
she
will,
wasn't
pull it-
ready for any
pull it
presentation,
down
that's
to-
fine. I just was asking if we have any presentation. That's fine, thank you.
Okay.
And is there any question?
Yes,
Yes.
I did speak to staff on both these before, and I didn't ask for the last application, but Mr. Sori, the money coming for these two projects, this is not coming from our TIF revenue? Is that correct? Where is the money coming
This
from?
is coming from, well, it is technically your TIF revenue. This is coming from the funds that are in the FY 13-14 budget year.
Okay, so we have allocated for improvements
The
and,
money is allocated for improvements and facade improvements in that budget, yes.
okay.
In the
I'm,
CI budget.
yeah, I'm in favor in enhancing our restaurants in our downtown area. This is also our downtown area. our CRA board in the past, we all agreed that all our improvements for the CRA going forward would be for downtown redevelopment. So Conasukra is obviously in the downtown and much needed. Captain Jim's, I also think, is a much needed restaurant in our city for businesses and people coming to our city. Is this considered downtown rehabilitation?
Yes, this is actually, although it's not directly in our downtown, it is on the West Dixie corridor, which we anticipated being developed by the CRA in the future.
Okay. Thank you.
Member Galvin,
No questions.
Member Stone.
Thank you, sir. But I'm hearing two things. The councilwoman mentioned that we voted the money of the CRA will only spend on the downtown area. But you says that the West Dixie Highway is not part of the downtown. Which one are we following?
We said that moving forward in our last meeting that we were going to concentrate on the downtown area moving forward. However, there are still funds available in the FY 13-14 budget for facade improvements. So we were taking
Which was already allocated.
well, it's for facade improvements in North Miami in the CRA district. So we would like to move forward with it. We believe it does fall within our realms of what we're looking to do with the CRA now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Public hearing is now open on item 2. Public hearing is open on item 2. Public hearing is now closed. Can I hear a motion?
Move approval.
Second? Anyone who wish to record a no?
Item passed 4-0.
Thank you. Tab 3.
Tab 3, we basically looked at possibly updating the CRA logo to move forward and to basically come up with something new for our downtown area. We did, all of the work was done in-house, so we didn't incur any additional costs for the work. And we have our graphic designer, Megan Marth, who took care of the graphic design for us. And we like to present the 3 new logos that she did develop for us, and also the old logo that is up now. And not saying that we need a new logo, but if we want to move forward with something new for the downtown and for any marketing stuff we do, we thought this might be a good idea. Megan will present the 3 logos to you.
Good evening. My name is Megan Marthuman, the graphic designer for the city. In the development process for the new North Miami CRA logo, I wanted to keep 3 major aspects consistent throughout all 3 options. A sense of community, represented by a home and office building, reminding the audience that both economic development and community that the CRA focuses to redevelop. A tropical South Florida appeal, represented by the palm tree, to attract investors to such a desirable location. And third, a government agency identity with structure and professionalism. So if you take a look at option 1, this logo represents the North Miami CRA in similar colors as the past identity, but with a brighter red and blue version in color palette and the City of North Miami logo font, which is Agency FB. The linear layout symbolizes both organizational structure and with an architectural focus. The strip leads the viewer to be reminded of a thriving downtown area. In option 2, this logo represents the North Miami CRA in similar colors to the font to the City of North Miami logo. The layout, circular in motion, represents the constant flow of projects with a focus on redevelopment opportunities with the cityscape of North Miami. In option 3, this logo represents the North Miami CRA with a new tropical palette and more modern font. As a hybrid of both the linear components of the top logo and the circular motion from the second option, this logo represents both motion and organization with the ever-present representation of building, community, and redevelopment. Also, I presented 3 options that would take the logo and apply it in a letterhead, business card, and envelope, as well as a real-life adaptation where I just chose like a project construction sign. So as you can see, a cool gray can also be used as an accent color, third color, but the logos are a two-color design to help on cost. And the adaptation in all of them provides some freedom with the design elements. You don't have to just stick with the logo in its truest form. You can use the elements and apply it in different ways. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is there any question about the logo, or should we vote on it? Just a presentation.
I mean,
What do you think? And
if we're gonna change it, the one, I guess it's option 3, the one that's on the bottom down there, that's the least busy, and to me, the better choice. The others are nice, but they've got a lot of things going on, and they distract from. One of the nice things about the current logo is it's pretty clear. You know, there's no like. There's nothing distracting you there. Here, a couple of the others have buildings and circles and buildings inside of circles, and personally, I like the bottom of the 3 the best. If we feel we want to change it.
I like the old logo period.
I would like to keep our city colors, no matter what we we've branded, we've using that yucky olive and blue, but I think we should match our city colors to our CRA, whichever way we go.
What if we kept the current logo and just redid the colors to be
the city zone?
I was thinking
To
that.
the
reflect the
olive and the
city's
blue?
color?
That's an option.
Board member
Can,
still?
the next CRA board meeting, can you actually put the old logo in that color? At least we have an idea how it look. Because some shape look with the certain colors and doesn't really look appealing to another color. So
Yeah, I can definitely do that. I would recommend keeping
The same colors.
I probably would make all the font blue because the green is a little hard to read at times, and make the triangle green with CRA in blue because
ahead.
I'm not sure if
you
it in
change
white
it and
would.
you present it back to us. We
Okay.
have-
Okay.
Okay.
But these
Should
are
we go
good. They're-
before the
they're all
advisory
good.
board? Before? You went before them and they pass?
They
They
did
choose one?
pass. We didn't have a quorum last night,
Oh.
but they did have a recommendation. And the chair, Mr. Mike McDermott, is here if you'd like to hear from him.
No, if we didn't have quorum and we're gonna move it on to the next CRA meeting, then we'll go from there.
Okay, the next meeting, we will bring it back with the same logo, but different colors now. The
Yes,
new city
uh,
colors.
Is there a motion to move item 3 to the next
Move to continue item 3 to our October agenda.
Second.
CRA? Okay. Anyone wish to record a no?
Tab
Move.
3 passed 4-0.
Okay, thank you. Is there any old business to discuss, Mr. Director?
On item number 4, we have the board members and the CRA attorney's report. Before we,
Oh. Okay. Reports. Board members. Do you have any reports?
No.
No?
What is it? Where are we?
Reports from board members.
Question. Are you the new assistant director, supervisor of CRA? What?
he's the coordinator, acting coordinator at present.
So we will have a coordinator for the CRA.
As it is right now with the funding, we're going to remain status quo with the funding that we have, because the budget has been approved. And that is part of our discussion item in tab C, item number 4, tab C, with our budget and the funding that we presently have. We're going to remain status quo on the restructuring that we have in place.
So how many consultants that we have right now?
Consultants for
The CRA.
we have two consultants. One is for the CRA, and one is for the CRA approval, or getting the CRA approved to continue on from 2016 on. And the second consultant is the CRA attorneys. Those are the only two consultants we have right now at present.
So you're working for free? Is that what it is?
I'm provided a stipend for doing the work.
The attorney is working for free until October 1st.
Oh, really?
And if one of the consultant was there before to prepare the application and
That's correct.
and get the CRA approval from the county, right? Okay.
Are we referring to Mr. Schneidman?
No.
Who?
At present, we have one consultant who is assisting with, she's a private consultant.
Who is that?
Her name is Rasha Kamu.
Oh, okay. So she's she came whenever that you need, or before
She's
us?
on an as-needed
But
basis
that's-
right now at a minimum hourly rate that we have negotiated, and she comes in and as needed to assist with the CRA moving forward.
So under what budget, where do you find that money to actually give him a stipend, pay a consultant, and in the budget, where do you find that money?
Go ahead.
Without the salaries of the last two employees that we did have, now we're providing the same service that basically cost us maybe $229,000, and it's not going to cost us more than $50,000 to provide the same service.
But so should that be coming before us to discuss in what direction that the CRA should be going, or I don't understand, because the last time that that we met here, we had 2 employees that actually was terminated because we didn't have enough money on the agenda, the budget, and we know the county was very animated about us spending money in the wrong direction.
Correct.
But right now, what I'm hearing is that we have consultant, we giving Mr. Sore a stipend to be the acting executive director, but that's never come before us here. I think that is needed. I'm not discussing the fact that we have it, but my issues that I always have, that I will always have if it's continue. We are the body up here. So if we don't know about an issue, we never voted on it, we never discuss it, and then all I'm seeing, except that if you discuss it with other people that I don't know, but what I'm seeing sitting up here, and I see things happening. If Mr. Sore did not sitting here, I would not even know that he was part of the CRA. If the mayor did not ask the question, I wouldn't even know. I saw Madam Rasha in your office, but I thought that she was working with the county. So the communication is kind of like crazy up here.
A memo would be issued to the board on the changes. There's also a memo that went out to the board concerning the restructuring and all the stipends that are being paid.
Well, Alim, what I'm trying to say is that you send us a memo, that's nice, but I have the custom of the CRA director bring stuff to us and give us a chance to talk about it. That's what relationship is. That's what conversation do. We talked about it, and then you move on with it. But not doing it, then other people have their information, calling me, or I'm seeing it happen, and then I have a memo. Then I'm up here asking questions like a bad marriage. That's what I'm talking about. But let's move on.
And I have to agree with Councilwoman. Madam Rashad, I've never heard the name before tonight. So if we have somebody new who's an official consultant, I'd like to know that before we're sitting up here. So I agree with her. Thank you.
Point taken.
And any reports?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I'd just like to say it's nice to see all of you again and be here as your CRA attorney. I've been your CRA attorney now for almost 10 years, since you started the CRA. and I was engaged by the board. I don't really consider myself a consultant. I am your attorney, and the board engages me as your attorney. This past summer, I've been assisting the executive director with his restructuring of the CRA. We've worked on some grant fund recapturing, terminating the lease, and in an effort to help you with your costs, I agreed to do all this on a pro bono basis until the coming fiscal year, because I know you were having some issues with the funding. Last year, in the budget, the previous executive director, set my budget at an amount without consulting me at all. So there might have been some miscommunication with the numbers because I didn't even expend half the amount that he budgeted by the time we got to the point where I offered to do the work for free for the rest of the fiscal year. So again, I'm very happy to continue to serve you as your CRA attorney. For the coming year, I have reduced my budget by more than half to $20,000, which I think, you know, we'll see how it goes because we have a lot of things coming up. But I've always been willing to work with you on the budget, and hopefully you all have been happy with the service you've received. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item C, the executive director discussion items. You guys, everyone has a copy of the Florida Redevelopment Association annual conference, which is October 7th through the 10th. It's actually, we have the opportunity, it's in Florida this year, it's actually in downtown Miami. If it is the board's decision, I would register everyone for the conference. It's just good for you guys to go and learn what's going on, anything new with CRAs, but it is available. If you would like to go at your convenience, just let me know, and I will register you, but I gave everyone so you can read and see what workshops are available at your convenience, and let me know if you would like to attend.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'll respectfully decline. I have to work, so I won't be attending or registered.
Item B, FY 13-14 and amended FY 12-13 budgets approved by the Board of County Commissioners. The manager, the executive director, and myself did attend the Miami-Dade County Board of County Commissioners meeting, and our budget was up for discussion to be approved. They did, the mistake that Mr. Zelkowicz did refer to was a problem with our budget with his fees, and the problem was amended. It was budgeted in two places mistakenly, so we did make the change, and the county did approve our budget for FY 13-14. So that was done.
Yeah, as just one point of clarification, we were informed by the county to actually go on record amending the budget and with the correction of our legal fees clarified on the record. And that's one of the reasons they wanted a public presentation at the Board of Commission meeting at the last meeting.
Which is your attempt.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Also, in front of you, you do have the post-reorganization progress report. In the last meeting that you did have, we did give you this same progress report, and you had items there that we were looking at undertaking in transition. Just to let you know some of the tasks, we have canceled the office lease at the old CRA building. They've been given official notice by the CRA attorney, and we will no longer be paying rent after September. All the stuff will be moved out by the end of September. Mr. Zelkowicz also, with Leslie Prudon and the old financial person, they did cancel some of the contracts and bring money back in for some of the pending projects that had not moved forward. Also, we've canceled all contracts that were associated with the building, the copy machine, the phone services, Comcast, internet, all of those contracts have been canceled. The I-95 sign, we have had that sign repainted. I don't know, the one coming south on 95. We had the sign painted over. The sign was in pretty bad shape. So the sign has been painted over to reflect our city. We've met with the bank, City National, and our finance department right now is reconciling all of the bank accounts. And that was something that was recommended by the audit. We have initiated online banking with City National. At the request of Councilwoman Keys, we have posted the last 3 years of CRA transactions on the CRA website, and us moving forward with transparency. Everything is posted on the website. We're currently working on a 5-year plan that will basically set the budget moving forward for the next 5 years for the CRA. We have reached out to county staff, as Mr. Ghani has said, and we've met with county staff, and we're working on rebuilding our relationship with the county and North Miami CRA. We have begun working on the annual report for FY 12-13. It will be done by the time we come to the next CRA meeting. Again, going back to the website, we have revamped the website. We've cleared up the clutter, and it's a lot easier to read now. If you do go on the website, you'll see meeting minutes from all the previous meetings, CRA transactions. Now we're doing monthly check registers. Every month we will post the transactions, any money spent by the CRA. We've updated the planning documents to include the downtown redevelopment plan is now on the CRA's website, and also the signage master plan, both that were paid for by the CRA. The vendors, I've already discussed closing out the vendors. And like we did, the manager did say we've worked with staff on their roles with the CRA, which just is the finance department, and them reconciling the books for the CRA. That should in turn cut out the cost of the audit that we do have to pay the additional audit charge. Now that the city's doing it, it's on our Eden system. The CRA accounts now are within the Eden system also. We have implemented the recommendations from the audit, the new logo. Meet with developers, and we'll discuss that in a little while. Develop and sell the 3-point catalyst approach. And we will discuss that now. I have a PowerPoint presentation.
If I have a question on the first 3, when do I ask?
Now.
You're gonna finish with your
do the presentation
item,
first.
and you're gonna want to do it one by one.
Yeah, that
That's
would
fine.
be more interesting. The post reorganization, line C, how much money that we save?
Let's see. I'm lost on lines.
That's it, line C here.
Oh.
That's the 200 in the first
Oh.
line.
It's approximately about almost $250,000 we're saving.
So that's including the.
That's the salaries, and that's including the stipends,
The
yes.
stipends and
Yes.
consulting fees.
Yeah.
and 200.
Salaries,
So-
stipends, rental cost for the leasing cost for the building that the CRA was in, and all the telephone, the billing, and the utility bills as well.
So what do we do with that $200,000? Is it up to us to reallocate it, or is it at your discretion to reallocate the money?
No, this is money that will go for programming for the CRA. You guys will vote on how that money's spent.
If we didn't know how much money we save, had we already voted on it? I don't understand.
No, you're gonna vote on it.
Oh,
We haven't done
Oh,
anything,
we're gonna
yes.
vote on that one?
We're gonna vote on,
Okay.
we're gonna vote on you will be presented with the budget for FY 14-15
Right.
at the next meeting, the budget moving forward, which will recognize those $250,000 worth of savings, and it will be reprogrammed to do programs for the CRA.
Okay. Okay.
Meaning the 250,000 gonna carry over to the upcoming budget. This is what you mean?
The 250,000 is a holistic savings. You had already paid Mr. Prudent and Mr.
Yep.
Thomas.
So you were not
throughout the
answering
fiscal-
my question. For the 3 months, that's actually months of August, September, actually no, July, August and September. How much money do we save, and where is that money? Do we save any money for those 3 months? And if it's so, how much?
We haven't calculated that. At my best guess, I'll say
Okay.
it probably have to be about $30,000-$40,000
Okay.
at the most.
But you pay them 1 month.
And we did.
And
That's it. Yeah.
that's-
with us
As
paying
part
them
of their
about-
severance
Yeah.
package, they got 1 month severance.
Okay.
That means the money that we're gonna be saving the money for the
Moving
upcoming budget.
Yes.
That sense, okay, we're at the end of this fiscal year.
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay. Can you continue with your, items?
Can I ask a question before we go forward?
okay,
Just on the website, the older documents, the older CRA agendas and CRA packages are still not up unless you really know how to dig. Up till about a year ago, you could just go on and see every CRA agenda since inception, and I would like to see that put back, please. It's really hard to find this stuff. Thank you.
No problem.
yes. You're gonna do the 3-point, okay.
In our initial conversations with the county, our CRA is set to sunset in 2016. We were informed if we had no project or anything to move forward, that we will be sunsetting. So we came as staff, came up with the plan to recommend to this board and moving forward with the downtown redevelopment plan. We basically took three projects out of the downtown redevelopment plan that you all have seen and approved. We took 3 projects and we just changed the name of it, and this is the projects that we feel the CRA would be the lead on these projects to bring downtown to life. The downtown revitalization project did have workshops. There were 3 workshops that were done within the community. One on April 17th at the Gwen Margolis Center, one on May 14th at Griffin Adult Center, and the third one on June 12th. So these projects were taken to the community and shown. Although it wasn't packaged as the 3-point catalyst, they were packaged along with the downtown redevelopment plan. And now tonight we are showing the plan to this board. What the 3-phase catalyst approach is something that will spark downtown redevelopment. And looking and meeting with developers and land business owners in the area and adjacent properties, they have no parking. There's no way for anyone to do any downtown redevelopment without parking. Currently, we do phase 2 of the downtown redevelopment plan was a parking study. The parking study is on the way to back up, the information that we have and how we want to move forward. But phase 1 is the parking lot directly across from City Hall where all the residents park and city staff park. And we're looking at possibly building a parking garage on that land, a parking garage that would have first floor retail, second floor office space. And we would like to do this in a 3P public-private partnership with adjacent landowners or anybody who wants to come in to redevelop downtown. Phase 2 is another parking lot that's owned, that is next to the Leon Medical Center. It's a parking lot that we own there. We like to identify that area for additional parking. And phase 3 is another parking lot, which is right in front of the police department. Those are the 3 sites that we believe would be the catalyst for our downtown redevelopment. Phase 1, this just to go into a little detail, it's a lot that's owned by the city, and that's for the first phase. Here's a view of the lot. And this is a view of the proposed lot. Now, this is just a conceptual plan. It's not saying that this is exactly how it's going to look, but this is a conceptual plan, which would have the retail on the first floor, office space on the second floor, and parking going up. The parking garage is estimated to be maybe 6 stories, with the 2 on the bottom and maybe 4 floors above. The parking study will determine how big the parking garage is. Phase 2, the Leon building. And let me just go back. The parking lot, and you might say, how are we planning on funding this parking lot? And we're looking to get a loan from the bank. What this loan would do, The loan would be a loan that the CRA would pay back over the course of 15 years, 15 to 20 years, thus extending the life of the CRA to repay the loan. And the parking garage, we are looking at, again, doing a private partnership with adjacent landowners or anyone else wishing to come downtown. This is phase 2. This is the location of the lot owned by the city. We own one of the lots, but we feel that whole section there would be an excellent opportunity to partner with whoever would be the landowners of that other land. This is a picture of the area now. And this is, again, a concept of what the area could possibly look like. We have spoken to the person who owns the commercial stuff across the street there, and he's interested. He actually came to us saying he was interested in doing something, but he doesn't have any parking for doing anything. And the development would be mixed use, you know, a mix of commercial, retail, and other things. This is just another view, what it possibly looked like if it was a garage built there.
Where is that?
This is right behind, next to the Leon building.
This one? No.
The medical center on Northeast 126th Street.
No, but the
This
previous
is the view
one.
here. This is the
No,
previous
I know
view.
that.
Yes.
But you show me two buildings, front and back?
This is the back of it.
Oh, the back. Okay.
Yes. And this is the view for the front, as you see Connoisseur there and the other building behind it. This is what a concept would be, and it would be the people incorporating Connoisseur into their plan and us, you know, doing a mixed-use project on the site. And again, the highlighted areas are owned by a developer. He has come in and expressed interest in doing something downtown, but he doesn't have the parking to do anything. This is the current view. Also, if you're standing in front of City Hall and you look across the street, and that's what it'd be. It would run down the whole block, the proposed. This is across the street where the guy, he owns those things in front of the Deals building where the Deals building is. And this is also the concept plan of something that he has that he would look forward to doing, a mixed-use project in that area also. But none of these are possible. Nothing can be done at all to do downtown without parking. So that's why we feel the parking garage is the first step of everything.
About the parking, you said we're gonna come up with the money. We on the lot. What the private sector gonna bring on the table?
Yes, we'll work in a partnership with the private sector. And what we're anticipating is possibly, and it'll all be discussed and ironed out, but possibly the city paying for 200 spaces in the parking garage. We'll pay for the 200 to construct the 200 spaces, which will probably cost us about $3 million. And then the private company does do the rest because he'll be using the parking as well. But he'll assume responsibility of keeping up with the lot.
But for how long? Is it for the entire life of the existence of the building, or we do have 3-5 years, then we're gonna start charging for parking?
We haven't discussed if we would start charging for parking yet. That'll be
Don't
up
start
to.
char-
No, that's
No,
not
no,
up to
we're
us.
not-
We
we're
haven't
not-
said anything
no,
about charging
No,
for parking.
No, what we need to be saying about charging for parking is we're not going to do it. Because
Oh.
as soon as you start doing that, you
Yes, we're not saying that. It will be evaluated in the parking study also.
What?
Whether if there are potential revenues for charging for parking, if we shouldn't charge for parking, whatever it is.
people will come if it's free. If we start charging for, I don't care what the study says, if we start charging for parking in our infancy, we're done.
No, that's what I asked, because I don't want just to give away $3 million to a developer, although that we want to help them, but at least we need to have like a guideline after a certain amount of years or after your business bloom up. So this is what the new contract will be. So we don't want to just build a $3 million parking and then we say, here it is for the life of your business. So I'm not asking to charge for parking in the first year or 2 years. That's up to the study to figure, because I know in the design district where they actually had some parking, but at a certain amount, after a certain amount of years, they start paying for the next 2 hours. That's if you're shopping
Right.
for 2 hours, more than 3 hours. I mean, not even the first year, But in the second or the third years, the second hour that you stayed in the building, you can start paying a minimum fees until that we go up. But we don't want to assure the developer that this is what we're gonna give you for life.
And that will come
That's
to this
where I-
board. This is no decision that we would make. You guys would ultimately make the decision to negotiate the contract if we should move in this direction.
But I'm sure you guys have been having conversations, so I'm just want to make sure that you guys know where am I going. But I agree with Scott that we need to encourage them to come to make sure that they know the city will be participating.
Councilwoman, one of the things with the downtown redevelopment, we all know that parking is definitely required to spur growth or spur economic development in the downtown. The idea of having a public-private partnership is also for the proposed developer to meet the parking requirements for any development that is proposed on that lot. So whatsoever is being proposed on any partnership or agreement, RFPs, RFQs that is going to go out, must be approved by this board.
We know that, that's fine. Yeah. Any,
I have
Question.
one comment. We're moving forward, we've got plans. I want to know who is guiding us through this process. We need a professional who knows the CRA, knows the CRA laws. I don't think that's Mr. Selkowitz's job to counsel us in that particular matter. But moving forward, we're trying to extend the life of the CRA, and we're talking public-private. We've got projects, we're putting things together, and I don't know who Raja is, but I want to make sure that we all,
Who? Roger?
the other person we were talking about before, Rasha.
Rasha.
Oh.
RA.
Rasha. I don't know who this person is, but I think we, as a board, need to discuss going forward some type of professional that is going to be guiding us.
And if I will,
Want me to respond through the chair, board member. One of the projects that I worked on in the past with the city of Miramar is the Miramar Town Center project, which is an example of a public-private partnership where the government, among other things, built a parking garage that included spaces for the city, spaces for the developer. It was built on a public-private partnership basis. I feel that I'm fully qualified in the respect to assist the CRA and the city with the public-private partnership project that you're all proposing on that site.
That one item, but I'm talking about the whole picture. I don't think you've taken on.
Well,
to-
the
I'm talking
redevelopment
about like
plan.
a director.
Yeah,
We
the
used to have-
redevelopment plan, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but the redevelopment plan is certainly going to need a consultant to prepare the redevelopment plan or the amendment to the redevelopment plan that will ultimately need to be approved by the county to, number one, extend your life, and number two, approve these projects, because these projects need to be in your redevelopment plan in order for this to be the basis for the extension of the life of the CRA. And that would include pro formas as to the costs, the capital investment by the CRA, by the city if they're putting in anything, and the project schedule and when it would get built.
From what I understand, if I understand Councilwoman Keys, and right now we don't have enough money in our CRA. That's why we try to do things in-house. That's why we try to get a consultant for less money. When things money start coming in, we need to approve project and things like that. I think she's talking about getting a real CRA director to move everything forward. I think most likely
Director
that's
or
what you're talking
consultant.
about. Instead of getting this consultant here, one here, we will have a
We should have someone.
director or a coordinator, real person to work in those projects, because
Yeah.
when Biscayne Landing start bringing money to the house, then our CRA gonna become big, and then we need someone with knowledge about the redevelopment plan, about the city project and things like that to move the CRA forward. I think that's why she's referring to.
Yes.
and council, in the budget moving forward for next year, the budget we will present to you will have costs separated for us to bring in a consultant to do the redevelopment plan. That this is just concept and preliminary. we want, your blessing that we're on the right track before we spend money to bring the real professionals in to develop this plan that we're bringing forward now and to sell it to the county.
Okay.
And I'll just go over the last two, for the last phase, is in front of the police department, and, right behind City Hall. And don't look at the City Hall being done. That's just concept. But this is the area here, and this is, what something would look like if we did do a public-private partnership with that lot there. We would be able to do something, and also with the business owners on the front half, where we would have retail and mixed use in the same spot. And that's another view from the Mocha Plaza of what something would look like.
At the hotel? That's a building or?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
proposed.
Proposed concept. And that's the end of the presentation. And why was this brought to you? As Councilwoman Keys did say, and moving forward, we have to, and the CRA attorney, Mr. Zelkowicz, we have to sell this plan to the county. We're gonna have to move forward with trying to look at getting the loan to extend the life of the CRA. We want to come to this board and for you guys to give us the blessing to start developing some marketing materials for us to bring someone on board to move this plan forward in the future. That's what we're seeking your approval for, that we could actually have this plan developed. We're not saying this is the exact plan, but this is a footprint, a starting point, and we want to develop and maybe have somebody look at our redevelopment plan and add these projects into it, and for us to have you then sell it to the county. That's
Thank
it.
you. Is there any question about that? No? And you already, no, you're gonna talk about the bank loan, or you did everything? And
Well, I'll speak briefly on the bank loan. We have met with our bank, City National Bank, and they have said, and they actually, upon us, the reorganization, when the executive director and myself did meet with the bank to just check on the accounts, they are looking to offer us a loan. We did get an email from them that said they would be issuing us a letter of intent. It's just, not saying we're gonna take the loan right now, but we have been doing our due diligence and research, so if the question was asked, how do we propose to get the money? We do have our bank that we currently bank with, City National for the CRA, is willing to give us a loan. We don't have the terms and everything yet, but we will have all that information.
Before you request the loan, you're gonna need to know the public-private partnership plan, how much you're gonna bring on the table before you know how much money you're gonna need, right?
Yes, exactly. And that's it for the 3-point catalyst. Do you guys?
You're
you
talking
don't
about
have-
home mortgage
The
program. What
bank
is
loan
that?
and the home mortgage, just finish.
The home
Finish
mortgage.
Finish and we can.
Okay. The home mortgage program is, we had a foreclosure program that was with the CRA and foreclosure assistance program. We have about 7 people that did apply for it and did receive money. We've sent out letters to these individuals, and they're gonna come in and basically, we need to set up a repayment schedule or for them to show us proof that they have paid some of the money back. We haven't found any records of anyone paying any money back, but it is money that has been issued through the CRA. And we just, and just reconciling everything that was done over the last few years, we're trying to see if they paid the money back or set up payment plans for them to pay the money back
To the city?
to the CRA.
Yeah, yeah.
Just-
You said map. Can you give me a
And we did take the map out. The map was just a map of some of the past projects that the CRA has done. We're developing a map to basically have on our website to show all of the CRA projects, what we've done in the past.
Okay.
It's a map, but we took it out.
Okay.
And
Do you
that-
have anything?
Yeah,
Director?
just a point of clarification on the item with the loans. The CRA did actually lend money out under an agreement created by Mr. Zarkowitz, or he's helping us to recover some of the money actually.
What
now.
happened?
And the
Ex-
money was
explain me.
not,
Yeah, I'm confused.
Okay.
Okay. You say,
I
Mr.
mean, I can explain to you that they,
No, wait.
yeah,
okay.
Can you repeat again?
okay. Some of the entities actually got money from the CRA. It was a loan from the CRA with a repayment policy. That a lot of the businesses,
How much the total amount
it's well over 200,000 with
in loans?
in loans. Well
Okay.
over 200,000 we're supposed to get back.
Okay.
How
How many
I've
vendors?
worked
How
with
many?
Ms. Zakowitz in sending out letters to inform all of these businesses.
How many
uh,
businesses?
7 of them.
This
Seven.
says home mortgage program.
You have
It's not-
7
it's-
homes,
it's-
7
it's
businesses.
mortgages, mortgages
Mortgage,
and,
sorry.
and
my
home
mistake.
buyers assistance
Oh, it's
program,
not
yeah.
commercial.
No, not commercial.
Not commercial,
No,
it's home mortgages.
Oh,
For
home mortgage.
multifamily.
Oh.
It's my mistake, sorry.
Okay, okay, okay. It's home
So
mortgage.
loans to 7 homeowners in excess of $200,000.
Well, it's a total between the foreclosure assistance and the first-time home buyers, it's about 14 individuals,
About
the
14
mortgages?
7 homes,
about 14 homes.
14.
Mr.
You
Selkowitz,
said
do we have
you said
mortgages?
7.
7 was
Seven
the min-
from one program. and
from
seven
one
from another.
program.
Or 7 from one,
Yeah.
and another 7 from another program. About 14 people.
Mr. Mayor, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Mr. through the mayor, Mr. Selkowitz, were mortgages and notes signed by these people?
Yeah, well, let me explain. There's 2 programs that the staff is talking about. One was a down payment assistance program, which was a loan given by the CRA to individuals, I think up to $50,000. I created a set of documents, including a note, a
That was a
mortgage,
note mortgage.
a loan agreement,
That's
and
the
the like.
purchase, right.
And I closed one of those with the CRA. Unbeknownst to me, staff on their own, prior staff obviously, the prior administration, used my documents and then did a number of other home assistance loans to these folks. So that's where I think the 7 are coming out. The other program is a mortgage prevention, mortgage foreclosure prevention program. Those loans, I think, were up to what, Mr. Story, 2,500 apiece. Yes. They were much smaller. They were given to folks to help them through a rough time. Those loans are becoming due, and that's where the outreach has been to those borrowers. I did not create any documents or was involved in that program at all. That was all done through the prior staff.
So there's no notes or mortgages?
No, there's, I don't believe, are there notes and mortgages on those at all?
You just gave out money.
We're still researching all of those. As you said, we are still looking into it. We just found this out in going through all the materials and how much money that the CRA still has out there. And we are going to be bringing a complete report to you.
You said something, someone used your
The
documents.
prior staff took the legal documents that I prepared and revised them and then went ahead and made additional down payment assistance loans to other borrowers that I was not involved in. As I said, I did the first one. I created a set of documents, and I came to find out at a later date that there were other loans made with my documents by the staff.
But did
Signed by you?
No, not
okay.
at all.
Okay, it was the document that you prepared.
Yeah, they took my documents. They were Word documents, so they took the documents, they changed the names on them, and they got new borrowers, and they gave out money to new borrowers without my knowledge. Because one of them was in foreclosure, so I got a notice that the property was in foreclosure, and it was just a surprise to me because I had never done a loan with respect to that property.
I'm dumbfounded.
Yeah,
Start from the beginning now. I'm taking notes. We gave over $200,000 to 14 separate homeowners.
Is it that many homeowner loans?
Seven
Seven.
homeowners.
7 loans.
Okay.
7 times 50.
You tell me
Well, it's up
what
to
we gave
50.
out. Tell me what we gave out. Now,
I-
I want
know.
tomorrow documentation on who got this money. So somebody please tell me what's going on.
Councilman, we are in the process. We haven't found all the documentation. We are looking up the documentation and trying to contact individuals. We don't have a complete report on it. Only thing that we do have complete, we have sent out the letter to the people who were in the foreclosure program. We're still researching the home ownership program.
Let's rewind then. Without talking about specific who got what and how much they got. What, in theory, were they getting money for?
They were purchasing a single-family home.
and only for purchase of single-family homes, we were giving assistance.
That was in your budget.
It was in the budget. I
Those
mean,
were
this was a
supplement-
program that was created, and I'm just sort of probably 5 years ago, I would say, 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
The money was always in the budget. It was budgeted and allocated. I was asked to close
Is
the
that
first
the
one.
100,000 allocated for first-time home buyer
Yes,
program?
yes,
Is that
exactly.
one?
So
Okay.
what's the
okay.
problem?
So,
then?
yeah, so what's the
Exactly.
problem? You're making it sound like there's something, my bells are ringing, and if there's no problem, tell me there's no problem. If there's a problem, I mean, I'm hearing you say people used your documentation without your authorization.
Yeah, it's
that
like
to me
I
Well, no,
thought
sounds
it
like
was
a
it's the
problem.
CRA's documents. I prepare the documents, and at that point, they're owned by the CRA. I mean, they're your
Okay.
documents. I'm just saying I wasn't involved
Okay, okay.
in the
And,
process.
Mr. Director,
That's all.
Yes.
Okay.
Is
The
there-
money was in the budget,
The money was budgeted, sir. There is no
but
problem.
you don't have proof that
if
the
they paid the
people
money back
actually
or not.
paid
We
those
do not
money.
have that proof. That's what we're going forward with. We're sending letters out to people to ask them for the proof that they've either repaid the loan or started repaying the loan.
Well, then there is an issue because the money that was budgeted for this purpose, we give to them. I'm assuming there was a contract signed. If you're getting X dollars from North Miami CRA for your
For
home,
first-time home buyer or whatever.
there's probably
it is.
some conditions that you sign under. So there should be some sort of contract. Am I right, Mr. Zelkowitz?
There's a note, a mortgage, a loan agreement, and other documents as well. And whoever the title company is who was closing the purchase for the purchaser of that single-family home would record the mortgage and would issue title insurance to the CRA.
Okay.
okay.
So those documents would lay out the groundwork of what terms they would pay the money back to the city. If we're gonna find out now that the 14 people haven't paid back a dime, then yes, we do have an issue.
Question?
and we can't tell you that they have not paid back a dime yet.
And they may
because we're
have,
researching that. They may have
they
paid
may
it all
have paid
back.
it all back.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Okay, question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I believe, to clarify, that there were 7 first-time home buyer assistant loans given out, 50,000 each. And they were either, was it 7? I think it was only 7.
I heard that there were 7. I don't know if they were 50 each. You could borrow up to, the
Up to
program was you could
50,000.
borrow
Up to
up to
50.
50.
And that was with a note mortgage, and the CRA either gave a second, third, or even fourth
You were, yeah, the
mortgage.
CRA was probably in second or third
Second or
place.
third.
You know, the county had their mortgage as
Right.
well, and
But
Okay.
we're talking 14 people, I believe. I want to clarify, Mr. Sori, that there was a second distinct program, which was for home mortgage assistance, which had nothing to do with the first-time home buyer,
Okay.
which I hadn't heard of, and that was what
And it was in the budget also.
was that program in the budget?
Yes, it was.
The second, both.
Both programs were. in the
Okay,
budget.
But there
now
was-
the most important thing is whether or not those people are paying the city.
That's the most important thing.
And they
that's
did
why
not
it's
use
just-
any document. My question before was, in the home mortgage program, were any notes, mortgages, loan documents signed on that program? And Mr. Selkowitz doesn't know.
and which one, the down payment assistance program?
Not the down payment, the home mortgage program, helping people with distressed loans.
Well, there
There's a
must have been
second
some
program.
documents signed, because there's some record as to, because letters went out to people.
This is a
Yes.
different program. This is
Yes.
not home buyer
Yes.
assistance. This is after you have a home, you've got your house is in foreclosure,
Correct.
and the CRA obviously loans some money, which I'm not familiar with. So the question is, who are these people? What kind of documentation, whether they've paid?
Correct.
It's a second group of
Yeah,
people.
there is the 2 programs.
How long will it take for you to give us?
We'll have it at the
Wait,
next
at
meeting.
the next meeting, as I said, I have the list in front of me.
Mhm.
I will be giving a complete report. Letters went out. The only reason why we have it as part of our report, in going through the files, we found some of these contracts, and there's no repayment, there's no record of money being received or
Okay.
payment
Okay.
back to the CRA.
Okay.
We are in the process. I have the list in front of me. We sent out letters to all of these
You have the
property
14
owners.
people.
Correct.
Okay.
The 2 programs is actually, one has 9 and the other program has 8 people. The 2 programs are the home mortgage foreclosure prevention program, which was done on March of 2010. And the second program is the CRA purchase subsidy assistance program, which was done in 2008, 2009. So those two programs, we have no record of money being paid back to the CRA.
That means it's back
From
one
2008?
2008, 2010. You're not talking about recent money, no?
No, that's right.
Okay.
So these contracts, we are
Because
reviewing them.
from what I understand, 2012, 2013, we didn't spend any money.
Right.
Yeah,
So
for
we
the
are-
for the past 2 years,
Correct.
we did not spend any money out of
If
those
the-
money that was allocated for
That's
for
right.
those
Now,
programs.
if these contracts, they had a repayment policy per the contract that Mr. Zokowicz is referring to,
Okay.
we are looking into that. A complete report will be given at the next meeting.
Can I have a copy of this?
May I-
Sure.
These two,
may-
please.
may I?
Can I
And
see
are you
this?
finished?
I would, Mr. Zakowitz, I would suggest that, sir?
Yes,
I
I'm
would
listening, I'm
suggest
sorry.
that before we publish the name of the borrower, and you guys really dig to see if those people actually meet the requirements, because I know that if you actually publish those names and those people has nothing to do with whatever that you're about to say, they will sue the city and they will have the right to do so. So I would suggest that you go back and find out exactly what you guys dealing with before you actually call Miami Herald and Channel 10 and publish names of people has been paying back or actually in their legal rights. That's my suggestion. Other than that, I'm hoping that by next CRA meetings that
We have a report that
we have the report.
we have 14 people.
And
They
the
make
process?
payments and everything.
Where are
and
they right now
A complete
with the
report
city?
about that.
Right.
That's
And
been
the reason, as I said, the reason why it's on our report is we found these out and letters went out to the property owners. So we're in the process of reconciling these accounts.
That means we don't know if there is any red
Correct,
flags
that's
as of
correct.
now.
That's correct.
Okay, that's a
That
copy,
concludes
please.
my
And
report.
you're set, right?
Yes, my report.
And you're set. Can I a motion to
Motion to
adjourn?
adjourn.
To adjourn.
Could I was hoping that I maybe could get some direction from the council on the 3-point catalyst. If you guys are in support of the concept and us moving,
But the way we
moving
said,
forward to
What is it that you're looking for us?
I'm looking for you guys to give us the okay that the plan looks feasible and for us to go forward and maybe marketing the plan, coming up with some marketing materials, and of course to work with you guys so we come up with a plan to go to the county with it. We need to start developing a plan to go to the county to extend the life of our CRA.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to prepare a project. That's when you need to.
I understand.
I'm pretty much okay with that, but like I told you, when you're talking about private-public partnership,
Yes.
and you said we need a loan, we have the location. You need to tell us what the private
And I'm
sector
just
gonna
gonna
bring
move
on
forward with
each
that, sir.
Correct.
projects. And
But can you actually advertise something that you're not?
We're not
you
advertising.
We're not gonna
agree on?
advertise.
We're not advertising.
But what I'm hearing is that you need us to to present it before the county and as project that the CRA has on the go, or
Basically, what we're looking for is approval of the conceptual plan
Move
for the
approval of the
downtown,
conceptual plan so that you
so
can
we can
start
move
fishing.
forward to the next step. That's what we're looking for.
okay,
Second.
I second. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone wish to record a no?
Move to
Item
adjourn.
passed 4-0.
Thank you.
Move to
Adjourn.
Adjourned at 6:41 PM. Yes, this